Good morning, this is Nancy from Spirit Creations, and it's a cold winter morning in December in Nebraska, and seems like a great day to make flowers. I have pulled out some scrap paper, several different sizes of scissors. You will not want large scissors, you'll want small scissors. These are great. These work really well for small, really small flowers, but probably no bigger scissors than these. Really, for me, the size of scissors and the size of what I'm cutting have to match, or I don't have the control that I like with the scissors. You'll want a glue stick. You'll notice that I do not use expensive glue stick. I really like this permanent brand. It is it sticks better, and I don't have the problem of having glued something and it coming apart later. I really like these glue sticks, and lucky for me, they're pretty inexpensive. Here in the United States and in Nebraska, sometimes can get them at Dollar Tree, and sometimes can get them at, here it's called Baker's grocery stores, but they go by Kroger's in other areas. If you can find this, it is just the best glue that I know of that comes in a stick. And that's basically all that you will need. I'll show you real quick. This is my calendar, and these are all the different kinds of flowers that can be made. And they all pretty much start out the same. So let me show you how this goes. The first part that you're going to want is the center part. So basically, I just cut a little square and turn it into a circle. I don't want perfection with these. I want them to be different sizes. I want them to actually be different shapes. And so I just cut a few. Now I think I got a pointy end on this one. I did. Don't want that. Okay, and then it is as simple as gluing a center to the middle of another piece. These just happen to be in square form, but you don't have to have them in a square form. Whatever you have will be fine. And the next part of the process is to cut another circle around. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be the same width all the way around. It's a flower, and flowers don't grow perfect. And that's part of the beauty of them. Okay, all of these start out the same. Basically, we have two circles. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you is really simple. It's what I call the blob flower. And so I just cut a wavy line. There's no rhyme to reason to this. I'm not trying to make anything the same size. They're just a blob flower. Just like that. And even though right now this particular flower doesn't look like much, once you get it down on a project and do embellishments on it, it will look awesome. We'll do another one of those. And you can go back and trim anything that you want to. So that's the blob flower. The next kind of flower, and actually all the rest of them from this point on, will have individual petals. And so that is very simply done by cutting a little V or a little pie shape. And I start just somewhere on the circle, turn it around so I'm exactly the opposite, and cut a matching one on the other side. And it doesn't matter so much that these pie shapes are not the same size. That's fine. Then I go in half. And then in half again. And then cut each one of those in half. Now, if you should happen to end up with one of your quarter petals being really big, and you don't want it to be really big, you don't want the petals to be that big, or they won't be uniform with the others, it's a very simple matter of cutting it in thirds instead. That won't hurt anything at all. Okay, so let me show you that one more time because that is the basis of everything else. So you just make a pie shape. Go straight across, make another one. Then each of those halves are cut in half. And then each of the halves is cut in half. Okay, now remember I said that if you end up with a big one that you're not sure that you want that it'll match, you can do this and make 3. Now that one probably didn't need to do that, but that's all right. We're going to use it. Okay. The first one is a simple rounded petal, kind of reminiscent of a daisy. And so I start in the middle and just round it off. And I go around the circle doing that to all of them. Okay, and then you notice that when I first cut this one, that I did it a very odd shape. That's because for some reason I have difficulty cutting from that side. So I simply turn the flower over, start back up at the top of the flower, and cut from the same direction. Now this one I seem to be getting more pointed tips, and that's fine. Some flowers have more pointed tips. Now, since I have a couple of rounded ones, I think on this one I just as soon have rounded ones. So I'm just going to go back and round those more pointed tips. And this one's still a little bit pointed. There we go. Okay, so pretty easy. So again, I start in the middle of the triangle. And just basically round that corner. Okay, then I turn it over. And round the other side. And go back and round whatever you don't like. Okay, there you go. Excuse me. Okay, the next kind of flower has a sort of a heart-shaped top on it. And so you start on one corner and make an indent and come out and round the other corner. See, it's kind of an the top part of a heart. Okay. And there, it doesn't matter how big the bumps are. Some are going to be bigger than others. And that's fine. That's how they come in nature. We have, in warm weather, we have some flowers right outside the back door that have this shape of petal on the leaves. And I'm not sure what kind of flowers they are, but they're beautiful. Now that one I probably got the V in the middle a little too deep, but again, it's not about perfection. Okay. And there you go. That is our heart petal flower. Not too difficult at all. And now for my favorite one. This is, I think I want to do one that has a deeper, this will work. Okay, this one is a leaf shape, kind of almost a teardrop. So what I'm going to do is start in the middle, and I'm going to go in and then make a bubble out. Okay, and then so I can show you what this petal looks like, I'm going to go right away to the back. And the other side, I just simply round. Okay, so it's bigger at the bottom and then goes in and then goes to a tip. Okay, so we're going to do that again. And we'll turn it over and just simply round off the other side. And there it is. This is probably my favorite one. Okay. It takes a little bit of practice to get that tear shape down, but it's one that I use in a lot of different things, and I just think they look really fun. These, you don't have to know what you're going to use these flowers for when you make them. Just make some flowers. It's a very fun project to do I've actually done them in hospital waiting rooms, while you're watching TV. However, whatever it is, because it doesn't take a lot of mind, it just takes a little concentration, and they can be used on so many different projects. You can use them in journal pages. You can use them, I showed you my calendar. I use them in art books. I use them on tags. Anywhere that I need a little pop, these flowers are very fun to add. So I hope that you'll give this a try. We just did 4 different kinds: the blob, the kind of daisy petal ones, the heart-shaped petal, and the teardrop petal. It's amazing how different they look depending on which one you do. The other thing that I should mention is that I've done all kind of the same size here, a little bigger than a quarter. That's because that's an easy size to do. But you can make them small. You can make them big. You can make them a half a sheet of paper if you wanted, or a whole sheet of paper. The process is the same. So I hope that you'll have fun trying this. This is Nancy from Spirit Creations, and I will be coming back to you soon with another project. Have a great day. Bye.